Look at this. Watch where you drive and step. So, on the subject of bad things that can happen to you, quick story of something that almost happened to me in London, which is that I almost got robbed. Not in person, but at the hostel where I was staying, which I showed at the end of the last video. So I haven't stayed in hostels much in recent years. I can't even remember the last time, like literally cannot remember. But I was checking accommodation in London. It was crazy expensive. I had stayed at a capsule hostel there the last time that I was there that worked out great. That one was unavailable, unfortunately. I would have preferred that one, but stayed at a different one, and it was fine, not as nice, but worked out okay. So, of course, when you stay at a hostel, you have to put your stuff somewhere because not enough room in your bed. So there was a locker down below. I had the top bunk, and then the second one, capsules going inwards like this with a curtain, and then down below both of them was one locker, and there was another locker nearby. So I used that locker and I used my own lock. I have two different locks with me, a kind of medium-sized one, you know, that's like that big or so, and then a smaller one because sometimes the holes that you have to put the lock through are too small. So I have this little tiny one that's like this big. If I had grabbed that one instead of the bigger one, I probably would not be in Kuwait right now because my passport very likely would have been stolen. So what happened was I guess that was for me. Not a lot of vloggers around, not a lot of travelers in general, I imagine. Mostly workers. So more than 2/3 of the people that actually live in Kuwait are not Kuwaitis. They are workers from elsewhere, especially South Asia, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc. So, anyways, I use this lock. I am there for 3 nights. Let's wait until I get to the other side here. So here they have the walk symbol, at least. I crossed right there without realizing I had arrived. This is the Grand Mosque. I thought I had a little bit more of a walk. Completed in 1986. Not going to try to go inside. There's a security guy here. I don't want to even have any issues with filming with him being right there. So I'm going to stop filming and then try to get a view of the sea. So there you can see Seif Square, other side of the mosque. Let's try to get through this somehow. And I believe the sea is right on the other side. So, I locked my stuff in the locker, and I think that it was the second day that I was there that I come back from walking around the city. I take out my key, put it in the lock, unlock it, and it doesn't snap open like it should have. It opens, but like partially. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so I look closer, and then I kind of pull on it, and I'm able to fully open it so that I can take it off of there. But I had to manually like put a little effort into opening it fully. I didn't think anything of it at that time. And then as I continue to access the locker, and I kept having to do this. Finally, I was like, it wasn't like this before. I haven't used this lock in, a long time, because I basically just use it if I'm staying at a hostel. So I just wasn't really thinking much about that something was wrong. So after a few times of dealing with this, having to push open the lock, then I finally looked closer and noticed a groove, a clear, precise groove, just, that deep or so and wide in the lock, the top part of the lock. And the only reason that would be there is somebody tried to cut it. So this hostel was quite secure. You had to use your key to get into the hostel to begin with. That could be easily, gotten through. But then from the reception area, you then needed a key to get into the dorm area, and then the room that I was staying in had its own locked door. So I guess it was somebody who was staying in that room, or a worker who had a universal key, or who knows what. But that groove was not there before. That lock was not acting like that before. Somebody tried to cut the lock and luckily were unable to, or they would have almost certainly seen my money belt sitting there inside the locker. Generally, I leave my passport, my money belt inside my room because I think, given the choice, it is generally safer inside the room than carrying it around with you and potentially getting pickpocketed, as I experienced in Bogota, Colombia back in 2015. There's no foolproof answer where you should put your most valuable stuff. Things can happen potentially anywhere, but I prefer to not have it on me. One exception is right now, I have my passport with me. Because of the strict rules here, I wanted to have my passport just in case I was stopped and questioned. But they almost certainly would have seen the money belt, grabbed it. I would be without a passport. I would be back in London right now dealing with replacing the passport. And if they had also seen my camera case, it is a fanny pack that I rarely actually wear on me, but my cameras, all my cameras, I have 3 cameras, actually 4, because I have a duplicate of this one, a backup, but my 3 main cameras are in this fanny pack, and in the zippered pocket of the fanny pack is my Indian visa in my old passport, which is actually not technically expired. Now I'm getting lost on various tangents, but I had to replace that passport not because it had expired, but because I had filled it up with stamps, and that was back in 2018. But I kept the passport. I mean, I keep all my passports, but I kept traveling with it because, so there's like a gate there that I didn't want to bother with going through, so I think that is basically it today. But anyways, if they had stolen my camera fanny pack as well, which I wasn't taking with me out to London because I wasn't filming, then not only would they have gotten all 3 of my cameras, they would have gotten my passport with my Indian visa that is still valid and which I will be using soon, perhaps, if I go back to India, which I'm considering. Anyways, that could have been a major disaster. So, lucky break on that one. Okay, well, no luck getting to see the sea. I'm not sure what this is. Let's check the map. It might be maybe the Emir's Palace. Certainly looks very official. So, this is indeed a palace. So that is Seif Square, This is Sif Palace. Located opposite the Grand Mosque, one of Sif Palace's best known features is the watchtower. I think that is what I just saw probably. Covered in blue tiles and with a roof plated in pure gold. Local materials such as clay, rocks, limestone, wood, and metals were used in the construction. So that must be the watchtower. Construction began in 1880 and then it was renovated in the early 20th century. The tower of the Sif Palace received a direct hit from an incoming missile during the First Gulf War, 1990 to 91, which destroyed the dial room. Smith of Derby Group replaced the iconic clock and were the only non-US company to be awarded a contract in this reconstructive period. So, some history there. I don't know a lot about the First Gulf War as far as casualties and how much damage and all that, but there were missiles flying. Okay, it is now 5:06 p.m. and I am hungry. Let's go find a restaurant. I think Kuwaiti restaurants are probably hard to find. I'm sure I can find some general Middle Eastern food or Indian. Let's see what I come across. The azan is blasting, the Muslim call to prayer. So I'm in a Middle Eastern restaurant here. Just ordered some food, wanted to show the money. So it is Kuwaiti dinar, and the exchange rate is 1 Kuwaiti dinar equals $3 US and 22 cents. So that is one. That is $3.22 right there. The food that I ordered is 5.75 Kuwaiti dinar. That is $18.53 US, 17.53 euros. And here we go. Look at this. Looks amazing. So I guess it is chicken. I ordered the tawuk plate. I wasn't sure if it was going to be chicken or beef, but looks tasty. Not sure what that is. And then hummus, fries, little salad, got some avocado on the side, tahini sauce, bread, and then they had pomegranate juice and orange juice separately, but I like them mixed, so I ordered an orange juice and a pomegranate and then mixed them right there. So, gonna dig in here. So I took a bite of that, and I'm still not quite sure what it is. It has a heavy garlic flavor, but obviously it is more than just that. Very sort of odd consistency, but whoa. Power outage. Okay, well, that's it for now. Anyways, the food is just amazing. Toy Zone. So this whole area is all toy stores. Dixie's Toys, Madrid for toys, Top Toys, Dixie's Toys, Baby House Toys. So I will tell you really quick who I have talked with in the course of filming this video that I didn't show on the video. So after finishing the clip before dinner, I talked with the Kuwaiti police. I got questioned for filming there at the palace. Maybe I will explain a little bit more of what happened in another video at some point, but just gonna say, here I am, no problems. but it was definitely a little nerve-wracking. After that, then I was walking past the Grand Mosque, and a guy recognized me who turned out had seen my videos. He was from Switzerland, but originally Serbian. So we walked along for a ways. We were going the same direction, and then that's when I stopped and went to the restaurant. The guy that served me at the restaurant, who I put my order in with at the counter there, was from the Philippines. And just now I had a very brief discussion with a guy in front of one of the toy shops who was from Pakistan. So I guess the security guy could have been Kuwaiti, but maybe not. I didn't, ask him. But as you can see, a real mixed culture here. Looks like the Space Needle up there. Building in Seattle, Washington. I'm now just walking back to my hotel.